Alright, so one of my small projects at my new place of living is a boat ramp. I'm going to switch the camera over so you can see it. That has not been working for some time. The issue I found, the motor works perfect, it goes up and down. As you can see, it's on RPM reduction belt drive. But this thing turns. I already tested it earlier. Put some power to it. This turns the screw, turns the gear. Cables are tied up in here so they don't pull out of their holds. Cables go down around the pulley. One goes all the way across, up to another pulley, back down, and it's mounted to that side. The other cable goes down, comes back up to this pulley, goes back down to the base, and is mounted right there next to the pulley. On this side, the issue was someone previously had placed some old galvanized cable. The one that went down and came straight back up, mounted to the base here with some cheaper cable that is coated with plastic. The plastic doesn't do good in sunlight. It's plastic. In UV, it takes damage from UV rays, and it will start to crack and break. And then while it cracks, it becomes porous, allows water into the cable. So now the plastic is allowing water into the cable, and it's holding the water inside the cable so that the water can't escape. So the water corrodes the cable. Not to mention, it was also a smaller size inside the cable. Focus. Than the original. So I got some galvanized cable. It's actually pretty cheap, 50 cents per foot. So I got about 30 feet, so 15 bucks for the cable. I put a can't remember what this is called, but you can see where it is. You find this in the Home Depot, you'll find it right next to the cable, usually. At least that's where I found it. And also a small Phillips head cinch that holds it together. This piece on the original cable just went straight through the hole on this this base, but I went ahead and got a stainless steel shackle to hold it on so that if I need to service it again, I can just disconnect it at the shackle instead of have to cut the cable or take this all apart. This is actually a lot more difficult to take apart and get back together than it is to take the shackle apart and put it back together. So I'm going to continue to stream while I finish what I'm doing. I'm wrapping the cable back around this part of the pulley and going back through this hole out here. There's another clamp. It's a U-bolt clamp. This is how it was put together before. It's effective. It just gives it something solid so that that will catch on the outside of this hole and it won't cut through the hole. So but all in all, I think this repair is only going to be about 30 bucks plus labor. There we go. I'm probably going to run the hell out of my data. So, I'm hoping that it continued to record. It said rotate device. I'm still learning about how the streaming. So, as you can see, I finished coiling it up and just kind of pressed it in, and thankfully it went the right direction when I applied pressure. Putting on the clamp now. However, I'm realizing something. There's just a few less coils on the new cable that I just put in than the old cable here to the left. And it occurred to me that I did my math completely wrong, because what I did was I figured 15 feet was more than enough to lower and raise a boat. So I accounted for cable going down and coming back up, and I totally forgot about the cable going back down to the base and attaching to the base. So with 30 feet of cable, this side will only be able to raise up and down about 10. The gap between here and there can only be about 10 feet because of that. However, since the tide only goes up and down about 6 feet, and we have about 3 feet here, let's say maybe 4 feet here, we will probably be fine. Why does it say that? Rotate device. Just in case if it just stopped recording because of that. I don't know what it caught, what it didn't catch, because I only have 30 feet, and it's about three lengths of line from the top to the bottom. I can only have about 10 feet, actually probably closer to 9 feet with the cable going around each of the pulleys. We're looking at a total distance between the arm and the base down there to be about 9 feet. But with the tide only going up and down, it might drop 6 feet max from where we are right now. So it will probably pan out to work either way. If not, more cable is cheap. More cable is cheap. It's not a big deal. However, we will have to get all fresh cable. We can't reuse this new cable that I already got. So, go ahead and continue. Let's tighten this clamp and then test it out. Make sure it works. And this cable just tucks back in, folded in on itself, tucks back in the pipe. Shit. Doing this one-handed is not easy. I'm about to sacrifice the camera to make sure that this goes in. There we go. Alright, it's hooked up. Everything looks like it's gonna work. So, switches around here. It's on the floor. So we're gonna go up. See if it So I messed up, put it around the wrong direction, entirely wrong direction. So gotta put it back, redo it. pretty good. See, recoiled it. Let's test it out. So it's hanging up somewhere. Where is it hanging up? I'll see if I can figure it out, and I'll start this back up.